January 16, 1964. Dear son, in a few days you will be 21 years old. This birthday is important. You are no longer a child or a boy. You have reached your majority. You are a man.
In your life, friendships ebb and flow. In the case of my friendship with Bill, it seems to have gone continuously since we met at age 5. When we were playing sports together at Newman, Bill was the first at practice and the last to leave. I think that drive carries through to what he does in the rest of his life. There are a number of memories after 62 years that you have of a friend, and it's hard to pick a favorite one, but I have enjoyed Bill's company in his own office and watched Bill interact with friends, giving them advice, committing time to them on things having nothing to do with his business.
Happiness is a part of your life that you must create for yourself. There is no
A lot of people don't realize that Bill really needs people. He loves people, and he has always been like that. In fact, even in his high school yearbook, the comment under his photograph was he never met a man that he didn't like.
What I have is just memories of Bill just being a very good friend, someone that when you have a problem or an issue and you need to discuss it with somebody and you know you're going to get an honest answer and an answer that will really help you through a problem, Bill is one of the people you go to.
Bill Goldring, what do you say about Bill Goldring in New Orleans? The Goldring fingerprint is all over the whole city. Bill is Mr. New Orleans.
I remember calling his secretary and saying, "This is Clancy at Gambit. We're going to do a story about Bill. He's our New Orleanian of the year." He says, "Well, wait a minute. I better put you on hold while I get him on the phone." She probably thought I was on hold, but I could hear when she called him. And she's telling him, and he said, "Well, what idiot nominated me for that?" And I said, "Well, I guess that would be me, Bill. This is Clancy." And he says, "Oh, well," he stumbled a little bit. He said, "Well, of course I'll do the interview."
He's a wonderful photographer, and he records very happy occasions, and he takes great delight in that.
If he is your friend, the old adage about the shirt off his back, if you need it. The other side of that coin is he expects the same in return.
Even if you didn't agree with us, all we ask of you is love and respect.
My dad is the ultimate, family man. As I remember my dad, growing up, he was always around and present. And, my mom and dad have been married for 44 years, so he really sets an example for me in terms of, how to live my life.
Well, Bill is very devoted to his family. He's the biggest fan probably that his late father had, and he continues to do things to honor his father and the legacy that his parents passed on to him.
He'll wave off everybody if he's on the phone. You see a smile on his face? Person on the other line hears these words, "I'm sorry, my grandson just walked in. I have to hang up."
As the Bible says, walk humbly before your God. We hope you will be happy in all the
reading
days
the
of
letter
your
that
life.
his father left him many years ago, that was one of the things that struck me, is that the whole emphasis on faith, even in who he would marry, was very important, and obviously Bill has lived up to that.
He has such a strong sense of what Judaism and the tenets of Judaism are, tikkun olam and tzedakah. The Jewish community respects him so much for the fact that his philanthropy has been given in a Jewish way, thoughtfully, carefully, and doing the right thing.
Prove to yourself that you are better than your competition. Don't ever
He
be a
is
loafer.
truly a business genius. Bill has one of the most successful privately held companies in the United States.
I don't believe Stephen could have ever imagined how far Bill has taken Republic Beverage. And the fact is that Republic Beverage is one of the most important corporations headquartered in New Orleans.
Bill cares deeply about his business. He works constantly at it. He does not need to go to work every day, but he's the last one in the building on most days. He's there on the weekends. He's quick to get on a plane and go see a customer or a supplier, go to a meeting, do whatever it takes. I remember one of my early days working for Bill at a cocktail party at somebody's house. Bill walked behind the person's bar in their house and looked at all the brands that they were serving, and when he saw ones that weren't his, he proceeded to open the caps of the bottles and pour them out into the sink and throw the bottles away, and told the host of the party that he was serving the wrong products and that Bill would have a delivery to his house the next day to make sure he served the right ones in the future.
The more wealth you have, the more responsibility you have. Money must be put to work.
A lot of the values my dad has passed on to me, he got from my grandfather. And I remember my grandfather saying that, we have a very profitable business, and we take money out of the community, and it's very important to put money back in. And, it's not only important to give money, but also to give time.
He really is dedicated to the city and improving the city. And frankly, it's refreshing to have someone like that you can go to. When
his father passed away, Bill renounced his father's entire estate to help grow his family's foundation so that he could do even more good in the community. And one of the things he did with that new money from his father's estate was to establish a scholarship program. And he gives a scholarship to the dependent child of every single employee in every one of Bill's companies.
Jewish philanthropists and Jewish leaders have always played a major part in the civic and cultural life of the city. They've contributed to many of the major institutions. And Bill Goldring has carried on that tradition in a very special way.
Bill has done even more than we all know publicly, and what we know publicly is pretty awesome in and of itself.
He was a chair of our Audubon Nature Institute Foundation, and as we all had to do after the hurricane, we had to close down all our facilities, the zoo, the aquarium, the nature center, the species survival center. And I went to Bill and said, Bill, what's our strategy? And he said, well, we're going to get through this. And it was through his commitment. We got our facilities open 2 months later.
I met Mr. Goldring, Bill Goldring, back in the 90s when I was working to try to develop the National D-Day Museum at that time. And like a lot of people, I went to him asking him for a big gift. He knew it was a big vision and a bold vision, and he's a courageous businessman and a visionary in our community.
Bill has been most generous for us when we were trying to increase our facilities because science is very heavy at Xavier, and we were trying to expand. And I visited Bill and asked Bill for support, and he didn't hesitate.
Our buildings are called the Waldenberg Goldring buildings. They are state-of-the-art buildings, and that would not have come about without Bill Goldring and his foundations. Toqueville represented the very best in what we do in communities, and so do you. New Orleans wouldn't be the great city it is without you and your support over the years, and I know Tulane University would not be the great university without it.
This award befits Bill Goldring like no other person.
I want to, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being willing to step forward into the spotlight, much against your nature, and accept this wonderful award.
In the long string of distinguished people who have been honored with this Alexis de Toqueville Award, certainly this year, the United Way has honored itself by choosing a man of the caliber of Bill Goldring.